In our bishop's Christmas message, which you can see and hear on the diocesan website or ours, he asks, "What is your favorite Christmas hymn?" Notice he said hymn, not song, so Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer doesn't qualify. His favorite hymn, like many of you I suspect, is Silent Night. He comments on how that song has been translated in so many languages and thus brings about unity. There is another version of Silent Night that Bishop Hicks isn't old enough, and probably many of you here are not either, to remember. Some of us do remember a rather unusual version of Silent Night, recorded in 1966 by two Jewish men from New York. I wanted to play it for you tonight, but it just didn't come across our sound system very well, so you can find it on Spotify or YouTube. Recorded by Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel. Anybody know those people? The song includes an overlay of a television news broadcast with references to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s efforts to claim civil rights for blacks, the trail of a mass murderer, the death of a controversial comedian, and the continuing buildup of the war in Vietnam and protests against the war. The newscast eventually drowns out the tune of Silent Night. Any of you remember, besides me? The recording provided a poignant contrast between the peace on earth brought by Jesus and the ongoing problems of human weakness. It's been 55 years since that recording, and someone could easily do a remake with the news of our current times, including our ongoing struggles to achieve racial harmony, the worldwide COVID pandemic now in its second year, violent and hateful crimes, homelessness, deep political, social, and religious divisions, shortages of products, and rising inflation. From history, we can find similar examples of conflict and suffering at the time of the birth of Jesus. In other words, not much has changed in 2,000 years. So, we gather here to celebrate another Christmas. But I'm sure you didn't come to Christmas Mass to hear a message of doom and gloom. So where is the hope and joy of Christmas to be found? It is right here, right now. Could the couple with a newborn child come forward from the cry room? I guess that's what we call it. All right, turn around if you would, and there see a 9-week-old baby. And just as the ahs and oohs and excitement and joy you see in this newborn child, this is what Christmas celebrates: the birth of possibilities. As these parents, tell me your names.
Catherine.
Catherine and Danny, and their child's name? Oliver. As they look into the face of 9-week Oliver, they and grandparents and godparents and all family members wonder what this child will be. Perhaps we're looking at the one who will discover the cure of cancer. Perhaps we're looking at the one who will find ways to end world hunger. Perhaps we're looking at the one who will be a great statesman or even president someday. So just as the shepherds were guided to see the newborn child, here tonight we see the wonder of God in our midst. Jesus, our Savior, came just like this. And while Mary and Joseph probably had some inkling because of all the stuff that went on before, how can this be? They probably had some inkling that there was something up with their child. But that's how God has come to us. And we wonder at the birth of every child. We see the possibilities that lie ahead. So thank you. As I said, we rejoice in the birth of a child. We are excited when we see the face of a newborn baby. Parents and grandparents ooh and awe. Neighbors and friends come and see, just like shepherds who were given tidings of great joy. Everyone wonders what this child will be. That first Christmas was a birth of possibilities. When Jesus was born, what a vast potential for good lay in that crib of straw. What an impact that birth would have for the development of civilization, for a new moral order, for religion, for art, music, and a new way of looking at human relationships. The ramifications of this child's birth for an enriched and happier life for each of us lie in the birth of the Christ child. He gives us the grace to be free of sin, all that ensnares us in darkness. You see, Christmas promotes possibility thinking. When each of us were born, not only did our parents gaze into our face, God looked into our face with the hopes and dreams that we would see and develop the possibilities within us. Graced by our baptism, God saw the possibilities of goodness that lie within us. We can be different and come to experience life more abundantly. Christmas encourages us to be aware of our capacity for change and growth. Life never need be boring, a drudge, or stagnant, because our possibilities, your possibilities, are inexhaustible. Unfortunately, though, we, children of God, rarely reflect on the possibilities offered in our own birth. We become creatures of habit and get stuck in our ways. Many of us easily give up on ourselves, deny our talents, and become fatalistic about the future. The older we get, the more reluctant we are to get involved. I can't becomes the common excuse whenever a suggestion comes up that we try something new. After a while, we may even begin believing we have nothing to live for anymore. And that's a sad commentary on how we've allowed life to get away from us. But the fact that we can be so different in this season of the year, by doing acts of kindness and generosity, by being pleasant, even if it's just for a day, proves something. There is more to us than meets the eye. There are hints that possibilities still lie dormant within us. The joy of life is in living. If you have things to do and places to go, your energy level will remain high and life will be vibrant. Give yourself a Christmas gift this year and replace "I can't" with possibility thinking. Stop thinking small of yourself and don't be afraid to take some risks. What is still waiting in you to be born? Do you have talents that you've neglected over the years? Can you sing, dance, tell good stories, make people laugh? What dreams of your childhood are still awaiting fulfillment? Take time to make them come alive. What can you do to make a better life for the people around you? What can you do to bring more joy to your spouse, your children, your friends? There is a vast potential in all of us, waiting for its chance to see the light of day. Have your own blessed event this Christmas and allow some of it to be born. Then you will know that the words in the hymn Silent Night, "All is calm, all is bright," can be a reality in your life, in our world today, all because of the birth of possibilities in one who came to save us. I pray you embrace the possibilities of your birth. Merry Christmas.